Guys are joining us. Hello, 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 everybody. We're so excited that you guys are here. Hey, everybody on Facebook and YouTube. Aren't you glad to be back?
Certainly.
You know what? The shade. He's like you're bothering me. Why are you bothering me? That's like the feel I'm getting from him. Y'all tell me in the chats what y'all think. That's what I'm feeling like. But hey, we want to be here to tell you how happy we are. We're still happily married. You're still happily married?
Yes, we are.
You know what? The shade.
Shit, I ain't got no shade
These
left.
single answers, these like few word answers, I don't know. For those of you who are just tuning in, anyway, I'm Regina. This is my wonderful husband, Clovis, and we like to share our happy marriage stories about how we're maintaining this happy marriage. Married now almost 20 years now, and we're excited to share our life and how things are going with our marriage. We share tips and ideas of things that we do in our marriage to maintain not only our marriage, but to also maintain a friendship. And I think that's what a lot of marriages lack. They lack the friendship, you know, right? Say hello to the people while I check to see if we're on over here.
How's everybody doing today? Hopefully, everyone had a wonderful Friday
That's
and
right.
settling down for a nice Friday evening
I
with
know.
your loved ones or your lover.
Uh oh.
Hello,
Well, now.
hello, somebody.
Hello. Tell them about it.
Long week, time to relax and enjoy your weekend.
Now, tell them, babe, we've been going through a lot with the businesses. There has been a lot going on with the businesses, and people, we are exhausted. And that's another thing about our marriage, sweetheart. We not only are a happily married couple, but we also work together.
Mm-hmm.
We're together basically all day.
All day and all night.
We're together all day and all night. For those of you who are like, what does she have on her head? Listen, I still have not gone to the beauty shop because do they call it beauty shop? They still call it beauty shop.
What did I tell you?
Is that like an old people term, beauty shop?
What did I
What
tell you? You go to hairdresser and they go to.
hairdresser? Okay, what did you tell me? Yes. What did you tell the people? What did you tell me?
I said the older folks are hairdressers and what did I say? The new thing is beauty shop. I don't know,
Hi, Angela. Hey, Pastor Scott.
something like that.
So my husband, when I told him the other day, I said I want to go to the hairdresser. You said what? You said that the hair. You said no. You need to go to the beauty parlor or something
Something
or.
to that.
And I said, well, what's the difference between a hairdresser and a beauty parlor? And what'd you say?
Hairdressers, the old way, or the old folks say they're going to the hairdresser. The new folks say they're going to the stylist or beauty
The
salon.
hairstylist.
A beauty salon or something.
I don't know. But listen, I need to go to somewhere that's going to do this hair of mine and these nails. It's time to get these nails done. But hey, thank y'all for joining in today. We're so excited that you guys are here. We want to share some interesting information with you guys on some tips of how we maintain our happy marriage. And I wanted to share some information with you real quick for those of you who have been wondering about the book we've been telling you about, my grandmother wrote this book, and I showed some people the information around Christmas. I actually used a book as my top of my Christmas tree. And so many people were commenting about the book. My grandmother wrote this book. It's a pamphlet. For those of you, you can see it right here. It's not very big, but it's packed with knowledge. It is packed with so much knowledge. My grandmother was married to my grandfather for all her life, all his life. My grandfather, unfortunately, has passed away and gone to heaven, but they were married. She was married one time only. And through their ups and downs and trials of marriage, they never separated. They stayed married for the vows, which was till death do us part. And that's almost bringing a tear to me. But My grandmother is a great example of what a strong marriage looks like, and also a happy marriage. I can remember days that we would go in and visit my grandmother for the summers, because my grandmother, of course, is in West Virginia, and we would go visit my grandmother and my grandfather, and they always had this fun relationship between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as though they were best friends and not just husband and wife, you know? And I really, I cherish that as an adult now, looking back. What a great example my grandparents were to us, even as children back then. And now we're taking that information, almost like a seed that was planted in us, and now it's growing, because now I can see what a really good marriage is supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've had some challenges in our past relationships. I understand that, but it's okay. We're still together. Okay. Angela said it is called a beauty shop. She said. She said that's what the old people used to say in the salon. Hey, so again, for those of you, here's the book. It's called I Made a Vow, and that's my grandmother and my grandfather on the cover. That's actually them.
Mm-hmm.
This is her information here on the back. My grandmother is now 97 years old. Not old. My grandmother is 97 years young. She's 97 years young. And she is fantastic. She and I speak on the phone for like an hour every time she calls. It's like, I'm not hanging up. I'm talking with my grandmother. And we share stories and have chit chat and everything. And I love my grandmother. Her name is Christine Lewis. And listen, she's 97 and she still lives, by herself. She does have some people come in and help her out, but she is amazing. And I want you all to have this book to our viewers. If you would put your information in the chat, you would let me know, yes, I would like the book, put it in the chat, and then inbox me your information, and I'm going to send you this book for free.
Amen.
But you've got to do one other thing. You have to subscribe or already be subscribed to our channel. And if you do that, I'm going to go ahead and send you this book for free. The title of the book is We Made a Vow. To God be the glory. This is going to help some of you, especially you who are single and you're dating now, and you want to find out what you can do to maintain a happy marriage and get information and tips. This is a great book for you. So we're going to send this to you for free. We're even going to pay for the shipping and handling so that you can have this book, because it's that important to us to get this book to you. All right. So put in the chat that you want the book, share the information with others, click share on this video right now so others can know that we're on live and that they can get this fantastic book as well. All right. Thank you to my grandmother, Christine Lewis, for this terrific book. You're going to enjoy it. I know you are. So we're going to share that with you. Hey, let's go ahead and get started with our information here. I wanted to say another thank you. I'm sorry. I want to thank my sister, Sivana. She blessed us with some beautiful fragrances. Listen, she's fantastic. You all want a sister like this. I put this on tonight. You smell it, sweetie? Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh now. Uh-oh now. What? Look, that make him want to sit up. What? Make him get ready. Hey, thank you to my sister for giving us this. Listen, she did not only give us one bottle. Mm-hmm. She gave us, how many bottles did she give us? Oh my God. Several bottles of fragrances. You're looking at your neck and I'm looking at mine. Anyway, so this is not just anything. This is Jimmy Choo. Jimmy Choo. Okay. Oh, Choo Choo, Jimmy Choo. Listen, thank you again to my sister for the wonderful fragrances. There are several that she gave us. I'm not giving these away as gifts. These are received gifts. But you will get the wonderful book my grandmother gave us. Thank you to my grandmother for shipping those to us. And thank you to my cousin Tammy for assisting her in that. I love you both so very much for that. And we're going to help save some marriages out here with our happy marriage lifestyle. That's right. Thank you also to Dion and Rome. Dion and Rome have helped us, sweetheart, with our podcast. Dion and Rome are with House of Noid. They're fantastic guys. I love them so much. They have helped us with our new podcast, and it is a fantastic podcast. It is called the Juicy Chatterbox Podcast. The Juicy Chatterbox Podcast is basically our information and our shows and motivational moments and tips and ideas that you may not get on the live stream, but you will hear on our Chatterbox podcast. And so we want to thank them for this. They are taking care of this podcast for us, and we love it. You're looking at me weird. What do I need to do?
Nothing.
You're looking at I thought he was like, okay, why are you looking like that? No. But the Juicy Chatterbox podcast, go on the podcast, any streaming platforms that are streaming this podcast platform. Go on there, look for us. It's called the Juicy Chatterbox Podcast, and I think you're going to love it. Thank you to Dion and Rome and their company, which is called House of Noid. If you would like a new podcast and you've been wondering, how can I do it? I don't know how to do it. I don't know the equipment. I don't know how to even make a cover page. I don't know how you bring up the platforms. I don't know how you do voiceovers. I don't know how you do all that. You don't have to know how to do all that. Dion and Rome with House of Noid does it all. They do all that. I have been trying to do a podcast for like 5 years.
You finally got it done.
Well, it was easy. I just made a phone call to House of Noid. So those of you on the platform, look up House of Noid, Dion and Rome. They're going to help you to get your podcast going. I love them. Let's go ahead and get started. Today, we are doing more questions and answers. I love doing the questions and answers because it actually digs us deeper into our relationship. Even though we've been married for almost 20 years, these questions have been fantastic. And I want to also thank Ace Metaphor. Ace Metaphor have these great cards. They're beautiful cards, and they come in sets of, there's 4 sets. This is called the Date Night edition. This is the Date Night edition. And then we also have others here. I'm sorry, I'm reaching off camera. They also have another set that's called Relationship Debates. And they also have the Couples Edition. And they have this one, the After Dark Edition. Now, these are a set of cards where the questions are already prepared for you. If you're going on a date and you want to have some fun, but you want to get some real answers and some real questions, not just how are you, how have you been, what do you like, what you don't like. Those are just simple stuff, but you want to get into the real meat of the conversation, you want to get these cards. They are stacks and stacks of cards, plenty of them, with all the questions that you probably are going to enjoy asking, right? And I believe these are going to help some relationships. So I'm very happy that we order these. If you would like to get your own set, go on to Ace Metaphor and ask for these cards. It's called Tonight, Let's Talk, Relationship Debates, and Date Night Edition, and After Dark, and so on and so on. There's so much, but it's Ace Metaphor. I'm going to try and put the information in the description so you can click on the link and order them. They're also on Amazon. They're also on Amazon. All right, we've got all that out of the way. Let's get ready for these questions. Are y'all ready? I'm ready.
Ready, set, go.
I am ready. Let's go. You first.
Let the race begin.
And again, the reason why we're doing this show is because we want to help couples, okay? Have some fun, enjoyment, and give you some tips and ideas of how you can maintain a happy marriage lifestyle.
All right, first question. How do I make you better as a person? Explain. How do I make you better as a person?
You know what?
Explain.
I was kind of like, but you know what? That's a great question. How can you make me better as a person? This is my truth, my true answer. If you would tell me
Hmm.
when I do something wrong, that would make me a much better person. Because I think in marriage, I think sometimes husbands or wives get afraid to tell their spouse when they've done something wrong because they feel like I don't want to deal with the wrath.
Just do something
Or,
wrong, or when you do something right, also. No.
well, yeah, when you do something right too, I believe that that's too. Hmm. I believe that that's true too. You make, but you, uh, when you say when you do something right, if they're doing it right, yes, I think we should be commending each other when we do
Right.
something right. But you would make me a much better person if you also tell me when I did something wrong.
Hmm.
Because if you don't tell me I've done something wrong, everybody in the room probably know I've done something wrong. And then they're like, well, we're not going to deal with her, or anymore or something, and then or I might go somewhere else, another event, or I might repeat the same wrong over and over again because nobody's telling me that I did something wrong. So if
Hmm.
the question is, how do I make you, how do
Do
I
I
make
make
you
you?
better as a person?
Mhm.
You make me. Am I saying the wrong answer to the question? I thought it was like, how can you make me a better person?
How do I make you a better person?
Right, you by telling me when I've done something wrong. There
Okay.
we go. That's a mouthful.
Empty your mouth.
Angela says, Angela says, I'm ready for Clover's answers. I need a laugh tonight. Well, okay, Angela, here comes his answer right now.
Hopefully.
Here comes one of
Hopefully,
his
I mean,
answers right now. All
here we
right.
go.
Angela says, don't hold it in, talk it out. Yeah, that's good too. What she's talking about with your question, how can each person make each other a better person, is don't hold the conversation in, talk it out.
Hmm.
And that's true, Angela, because a lot of people in marriages, what they do, they just won't say anything, and then it piles up and piles up and piles up and piles up, and eventually, boom.
You just, yeah, yeah, drop it like a bomb at one time. A
Right.
big explosion.
A big explosion. And for those of you who are looking, you notice that the title of our show tonight is Love Does Not Hurt. We're going to talk a little bit about that after we do a few of these questions and answers, just to, get into the groove of the show. But we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. All right, so let's continue to go on here with our next question. All right, our next question is, when you have a stressful day,
Hmm.
what would you like me to do to help you deal with it?
When do we have a stressful day? What
When
do you?
you have a stressful day, this is
Hmm.
focusing on you. When you have a stressful day,
Hmm.
what would you like me to do to help you to deal with it?
Talk about it. Talk about what happened, and
Okay.
see if give me your suggestion of, maybe something that I could have done, or maybe something, to make it.
Make it better.
Uh,
So let's role play.
okay.
Okay, so the people know. Let's role play. So you're coming in from work, where you're coming in from your office to the bedroom because we we work from home. Or you've gone to an appointment and you come in, you have a stressful day. What would you like me to do? Would you like me to say, hey, babe, you're okay? I mean,
No, make me some stress relief tea. We got all these tea that we got up here. We drink tea, stress tea. We have all kind of tea.
we do.
Sleepy time tea.
Okay, so we're going to start with that. So as
Mhm.
soon as you come in, then I'm going to make you some sleepy time tea.
No,
Oh,
no. Don't put me to sleep right away.
okay, hold on. For those of you who are looking at my hat again, of course, like I said, I didn't do my hair, but my husband bought me this wonderful hat. Okay, so that's why I have. You bought me like 20 of these. But go ahead. You said don't make you sleepy tea,
No, I don't want sleepy tea.
but you would like a cup of tea.
A cup of tea. Yeah.
Okay, so start with a cup of tea. So
And
I'm
then
going to start with a
yeah,
cup
and then
of
I'll
tea.
tell you how my day went.
Okay, so you come in, hey sweetheart, you okay? And you're gonna tell me the truth.
I had a stressful day today.
And that's key, people. When you communicate with your spouse, don't think that your spouse can read minds. Don't think that we can read lips. And you're I don't know what you said.
They're speaking in tongues.
Okay. But communicate. You walk in the door, I say, hey, babe, how are you?
Yeah. And I said, oh, we had a stressful day today.
Had a stressful day.
Uh-huh.
Now that we're having this conversation, I'm like, okay, ding, ding, ding. He had a stressful day. I've got to go. I'm going to go and start boiling some water. I'm going to bring the tea into you. Here, sweetheart. I'm going to give you your cup of tea.
Right.
Okay, now?
Yeah, drink a cup of tea, and then you say, oh, do you want me to set you some bath water?
Okay, now, here we
Do you want me to set you some bath water, sweetie? I said, okay.
He's just going all in. Okay, so you want a cup of tea. Now you want some bath water. I can do that. Not a problem.
No, I don't want it, but you're going to suggest I get you set some
so you're doing my part now? I'm okay.
But I know you're going to, if I tell you a stressful day, you're going to try to do something that's going to be like a stress reliever and make me feel better.
I'm going to try.
Yeah.
I'm going to try. But we're role playing, but you're doing my role. You're telling me what I'm going to do. You're supposed to tell me what you want. That's another idea, people. A lot of times in relationships, especially when you've been married as long as we have, you tend to jump over into the other person's role and not be in your own. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
You are so busy trying to be, oh yeah, I know what my wife is going to say. I already know her. When all I'm trying to find out what you want, not
right.
You know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I want to know, what do you want?
Uh-huh.
Now, you want the tea.
Right.
Do you want the bath?
Uh-huh.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to give you the tea.
Uh-huh.
We're going to give you the bath. Okay.
And a television set to watch some sports.
You know what? So you want the tea. Mm-hmm. You want the bath. Where do you want the television? In there, in the bathroom?
I could watch it on my phone.
Okay, so you want me to set up your phone in the bathroom so you can watch the sports?
No,
on
you
your
just
phone.
set up the bath. I'll bring my phone in and watch it on my stuff myself. You don't have to set up the phone.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do then. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to do. Andrew says, give him something to eat. That's what I'm going to do. Give him something to eat. Okay, so you're going to want the tea, you're going to want the bath, and you're going to set up your own phone
to watch some sports.
And I'm just going to let you soak, so you can rejuvenate and get back together. Okay.
Get de-stressed.
Get de-stressed. Okay. Now, couples, now that he's told me that, and look, it's been 20 years. He has never, ever sat down and had this conversation with me to say, honey, when I'm stressed, this is what I want. Isn't that amazing? Mm-hmm. That's why y'all need to get these cards. Have the conversation. It's not too late. Have these conversations. Because what I was doing before was I was trying to figure out, what can I do to help him? Or what can I do to fix the situation? When we really weren't sitting down saying, honey, what can I do? Because when I would say that, I would say, what can I do? Mm-hmm. He would just say, no, I'm all right.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. But he really wasn't okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe I just wanted to handle it on my own, I guess.
Maybe you did, but when you get into the marriage, there's no more just handling things on your own. That weight does not have to be carried by just you. You've got a partner, a life partner.
What if you stressed and I'm stressed?
If we are both stressed, then we have that conversation too. If you come in and you say, hey, babe, I'm stressed. And I say, oh my God, I'm stressed too. Then you say, I already know you want a cup of tea. We haven't had the conversation what I want, mm-hmm. right? So let's have the conversation. If I come in, I'm stressed. What?
Yeah, you want the same thing.
Look, he's assuming what I want now. He's assuming that I want a cup of tea. No, because I'm a woman and I might do things different, right? Right? I might do stuff different because women, we may want, or it's not just women, it's just the individual may want something different. Now, here's what I want. If I have a stressful day, you know what I want?
You want some sushi.
Oh my gosh.
wants.
You are still trying to tell me what I want. You're still trying to be in my mind.
Okay.
No, you're right, Holy Spirit. Couples, that's another thing. Stop trying to guess. Talk to your spouse and let them give the answer to what they want. Let it be truthfully what they want.
Yeah, what do you want?
What I want, if I have a stressful day, you know what I want? I want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about it, but here's the problem. You may not want to hear it.
You may not want to listen. Right?
You may not want to listen.
Cut it short.
But is that helping? So what we'd have to do is we'd have to learn to balance.
Right.
We'd have to learn to balance and be able to balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
If I know you're stressed and I know I had a stressful day too, then I would probably say, listen, let me just go ahead and let you have this day. Let me go ahead and get your tea. Let me go ahead and run your bath water, even though I've had a stressful day too.
But I don't want you just to,
Right, but I'm gonna take care of you. That's gonna be my choice for day one. Now tomorrow, if we have a stressful day, then we would ask, let's just probably rotate or something.
Hopefully we don't have a stressful day 2 days in a row.
We did this week. Oh my goodness, we did this week. But we pushed through.
Yeah.
But the key to this whole question is find out what is going to help your spouse. And then also find out what's going to help the husband, what's going to help the wife, and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
You go from top. You don't pick from the middle.
You don't tell me which board to pick from. It doesn't matter. Look, he's holding these cards like they're Fort Knox. Okay. What are your expectations of me inside this relationship?
Well, my expectation of you is to be a good wife, an honest wife, someone I could communicate with.
Right.
And just be you.
Amen. Because that's the easiest way. Yeah. That's the easiest way. When you have to try and be more than who you are in a relationship, it gets very tiring.
Yeah.
It gets so tiring, and it adds to the stress that we just talked about. Yeah. Because you're not being comfortable, so you have no way to just go, oh. You have no way to just relax. Mm-hmm. Because you're so busy trying to put on a facade, and it's tiring, right?
Sure enough.
My husband's very sleepy.
No, why you all say I'm sleepy?
He is. I can see in his eyes. He's very sleepy.
Okay.
All right. We're going to do a couple of more of these questions, and then we're going to go into the Love Does Not Hurt part of our show.
Ooh. What little things can I do to enhance our relationship?
What little things can you do to enhance our relationship? I think, let me tell you some of the little things I think you can do to enhance our relationship. I would like it when we're out that you hold my hand more. Because even though we work together all day, we have several appointments that we go to, several properties that we have to view, several meetings and all this stuff. When we're in the car, we get out of the car, we're walking to these places. We no longer hold hands. We just walk in, okay, because hurry up, come on, get out the car. We do that. Or, we're going to the grocery store, we're just hurry up, get out of the car and go. I would like for you to start back where we started, which was when we started dating. He would never let me get out of the car without holding my hand. He would hold my hand in the grocery store, hold my hand walking in the parking lot, hold my hand walking from the front driveway to our front door. I would love to do that again.
Okay.
Because that to me is so comforting. It does something for a woman when she feels as though her man wants to touch her. And not only just touch her, but also to touch her to secure her. It's not just holding my hand to the door. It's holding my hand because if I trip or if I stumble, you're there to catch me. Mm-hmm. So it's like a double fold for me. That one little thing I would love for us to start doing again. And also more cuddling when we're laying in the bed at night, My husband has this thing. He loves sports. He goes to sleep with his phone on, watching sports. I'm on this side of the bed, literally where I'm sitting now. He's usually over a little bit more because his phone is on his nightstand. And I would love for us to get back to a little more cuddling and holding hands.
All righty.
Okay. Y'all let us know in the chats if y'all have any questions or comments or suggestions. But I'm liking this. And we are really just truly sharing our personal life with you. That's what we're doing. We're letting you into our little world here. And we're just wanting to know that we could probably help some people out. Okay.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Try some of this stuff. We trying. All right. Is it my turn? Which two traits from each of us do you want our future children to inherit? Explain. Well, our children are grown.
Yeah, there's no future children.
Our children are grown. They've already got traits.
maybe grandchildren.
Maybe our grandchildren. All right. Thank you. Let's revise the question.
Grandchildren.
What would we like our grandchildren to have? What two traits of each of us would we want our grandchildren to have?
To be funny and kind.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I would love for our grandchildren to be funny and kind.
Funny means being a jokester.
But not a prankster.
Right.
Not a bad, just fun and not hurtful.
And funny to be around, yeah.
Funny to be around.
Yeah.
Those are your two traits. My two traits would be I want my children to have business-minded, business behavior, and I also want our children to have a faith background. I want them to have faith, God in their life. I want them to
have faith in God.
Have faith in God and know how to run some businesses. Those are the two traits I want us to have. All right. So we're going to probably get back to the questions, but I want to go to the title of our show today, and it's Love Does Not Hurt. The reason why I pulled up this topic today is because I want marriages and people who are in marriages to know that when you are dating someone or if you're married to someone, that love should not hurt. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people out here in some marriages that think that abuse is a form of love, and it's not.
Who think that?
There are people out here that are physically beating up one another, men beating women, women beating men, and they're thinking that it's love. Mm-hmm. We've heard the stories, we've seen some of the things that are happening, and we want you to know that that is not what love is about.
Sure enough.
It is not. Any form of physical abuse to another individual is an indication that there's something mentally probably going on with that individual, but it is not love. We want you to know that.
It's not only physical, but it's mental abuse also.
Absolutely. Absolutely right, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Mental abuse as well is something that traumatizes both the couples or the individual, and also traumatizes if there's small children in place. It belittles, the person that's being abused or mentally abused, and it's not a form of love. If you're going through something like that, I would ask that you seek out some help, professional help if possible, but if not, then reach out to someone to let them know what is going on. Even if you have to speak to your spouse and tell them, listen, this physical stuff that's going on with us, we need to get this worked out. This is not going to work. And if they won't listen to you, then you're going to have to probably reach somebody that's outside of that household that you can get some help from, because we don't want anybody else being harmed physically by anyone. And they're saying that it's love. It is not love. Love is about caring for one another, loving one, taking care of one another, not causing any physical or mental harm to your spouse. That is what love is. Love is being there to help you, to protect you, to cover you, to secure that you're good, to make sure that, if anything happens, that I'm going to make sure that you're healed and you're better. We're going to protect one another, not harm one another.
That's correct.
And also, we as married couples, we're in this bond together as one another so that we can make sure that we protect each other, even from outside people. You don't let somebody else come and talk to your spouse any kind of way, cause any kind of harm to come in, physical or mental abuse to come into your spouse. No, we are the protectors of one another.
Amen.
And we have to make sure that our bond is stronger than anything that, or any force, thank you, Holy Spirit, any force that will come against us.
Amen.
We have to be able to stand strong with each other. I think what happens in some marriages that I've spoken to some people, and I've seen some stuff, a lot of television stuff and just, news stuff. I think what happens with some married couples is they allow leaks in their marriage. And when I say they allow leaks in their marriage is they will allow friends, neighbors, co-workers, strangers to come and penetrate their marriage by, just interjecting themselves some kind of way.
Right.
And like say for instance, a wife has some girlfriends and the girlfriends don't like the husband. So you let your girlfriends come in the house and talk to your husband any kind of way. Oh, you low down, you're no good, you don't do anything, you ain't taking care of my girlfriend. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Take your single girlfriends out your married house. Okay? You do not allow them to come in and do that. That's not right. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. It's not just outside. You could have a family member that come in.
Oh my gosh.
And destroy your relationship.
Or try to anyway.
Right.
Or they will try. They will definitely try to destroy your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put a stop to that before it gets to the mailbox. But if it's in your house, you're going to have the conversation with your girlfriend.
It might be a tough conversation to have with your family and stuff, but that's a conversation that you're going to have to, if you want to protect your marriage and protect your family.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have that conversation with your family. And let me tell you, some of them may get upset over the conversation. They may feel like your husband is no good. He may not be good. But if you want to make your marriage good, then you and your husband are going to have conversation so that he can fix whatever's broken in his life. You can fix whatever's broken in your life. And together you guys can start building a better life.
Yeah.
But you're going to have the conversation. And you might lose some of these friends for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Or some of the family. They may not want to come around for a while. They may get upset. But just work on them, also. I mean, what's your thoughts?
Certainly.
Tell me about it.
Tell you about what? you summed it up already.
We're trying.
Just protect each other, love each other, and just try to do your best for each other.
That's right.
Don't abuse each other. Don't take each other for granted. And just if something is going awry, just talk about it and to figure it out.
And don't argue about it.
Yeah.
When you see the conversation going to an argument, you may have to cut it.
Yeah, table it and come back for another.
Table it, like you said, that's a good phrase. Table it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting rid of it altogether. You're just putting it aside for a moment because you're going to have to regroup and come back in.
Mm-hmm.
And so that it doesn't go worse, when you see it's about to go to an argument, you may just have to say that, let's talk about this again later on. But the key is to make sure that this bond is not broken because you're trying to keep a friendship bond with your friends, or a family bond with the family. You're gonna have to be very careful with that. Okay. So Justin has a question in the chats here. Hey Justin, love you. Hey, Justin also has a YouTube page that you guys can go see. It's called Justin Talks Films. It's very good. He's such a great narrative of movies. He's so wonderful. Justin, thank you for commenting today. His question is, how do you stand in your truth? How do you stand in your truth when others are creating a perception about you? Justin, I just stand.
Yeah, stand.
I just stand.
That's what
Donnie McClurkin.
This song says.
Donnie McClurkin says.
And also stand.
When we just stand. When we fall down, when we get up.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, but let's honestly talk about this question. How do you stand in your truth when others are creating a perception about you? Now,
you know who you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Be you.
Yeah. No matter what the naysayers or anyone say, you know who you are, what you stand for, and don't let nobody get you out of character.
No. And when he's saying other people try and create a perception about you, they're trying to make you what they think you are. But that's their small-minded or their, thoughts about you. You have to identify with who you are, and you have to let that show who you are. Not take on what they say you are, but present who you are.
Sure
now, unless you're taking on what they say you are and it's a positive light, you are a wonderful person. You are a blessed person. If you want to go to that form, take it all in. But if they're trying to make you something that you're against or you don't agree with, don't take it in. Tyrone McCullum, he's one of the co-hosts on our show that we do on our Juice Radio and Talk show on Thursday night. Tyrone says something one day. He says when it comes to conversations and stuff, he eats the meat and throw away the bones. And he basically was saying he takes in what's good for him and the rest he just throws away. And so that's the thing. Let me tell you, Justin, there are people who love you just like you are, who you are, your personality, your spirit, just who you are. And then you will have other people that, like you said, will have a perception of you. I've gone through this. And you know what I tried to do? I remember years ago when I was working in banking, and the team would always say, let's go out, let's, go to the clubs and go to South Beach. This is when we were living in Florida. And they would always want me to go hang with them and all this stuff. And I actually tried it for a while. I tried hanging with the crew. I tried to be part of the cool group and and all this mess. And I was so bat crazy after a while with my own identity. I didn't know who I was because I was stepping into what they were creating me to be. And it drove me bonkers. And then when I finally tried to pull myself out of it, it was a tougher thing because then I had to go back to identifying with who I was. And I had to find myself. And when I found myself and started saying, okay, I'm good, I'm wonderful, and I'm a great person, it was hard for me to believe because I wasn't the person who they said I was. And at times I felt like I'm not this good person. I'm not as great of a person. And it took me years before I finally was like, listen, this is me and that's it. I'm not doing nothing else. I'm not trying it anymore. I'm not, and that's basically what I did. What's your thought, babe?
Yeah, just as I said, just be who you are. Don't let nobody get your character. Don't be forced to do something that you don't want to do, and just be able to speak and say, no, that's not me. I don't do that. I don't do that, or something. Just
and let's go a little more deeper, Justin, if you wanted to put it in the chats what you're talking about. But Justin also says on here another question. He says, what is more important, peace or truth? Wow, that's great. What is more important, peace or truth?
That's a good one.
That's a good question. And you know what? I think peace is the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Or the truth will give you peace.
The truth will give you peace. But sometimes the truth, the matter of some people, the truth, and then Justin, you have to identify. Are you asking for yourself? What is more important, my peace or the truth about me? What's the question? Because if I'm asking myself this question, it says, what is more important, peace or truth? What's more important to me? They're both equally important. I want to have peace in my life. And if that means some people are telling me some truth about me that I don't like about myself, then I need to identify and get myself corrected so that I can have not only peace, but I can have full truth in my own life. You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
So I think they're equally important to have peace and truth. And that will be such a comfort in your life when you have both. And I can truly say for myself, and Justin, that is a great question. I can truly say for myself, I am living in both of those. I'm living in my truth, and my life is so much peaceful now because I am. But when I was in high school and when I was working at the bank, hanging around with those other people, I wasn't living in no peace at all. I didn't have no peace because I was trying to hang with them and do what they did. And it wasn't my truth. I was living lies. I'm out here hanging with a group of kids that's drinking and doing all the crazy. And I'm not saying, if people want to drink, that's on them. I'm not bashing them or anything like that. It just wasn't my lifestyle.
Right.
I like being in control of where I am and knowing my surroundings and not having nobody carry me back to the car.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be the one that's going to drive myself home and know that I'm getting home. And I don't like barfing all over myself. That's not me. So I like to be in my own peace and my truth. You, babe, when you were around people, when you were in the military, were you living in your peace and your whole truth when you were in the military?
Not really. Peace in the military, my mom had a tight leash on each one of us as growing up. So, maybe I didn't start living or doing stuff out of the ordinary until maybe my late 20s or something like that.
Yeah.
Just they call me Mr. Perfect.
Oh goodness. Goodness, really?
I don't know what kind of, that's the title they gave me, Mr. Perfect.
That's what they gave you, or you took it home? You just
no,
okay, Mr. Perfect. Yeah. Now you're saying that they used to tell you Mr. Perfect. How was it for you upholding that title once they gave it to you? And here's the thing: once they gave it to you, you took it on. See what happened? They gave you a title. They created something, and you took that thing on. And how difficult had that been, or has that been? And I'm going to tell you why in a second. But how difficult has that been that the military people put on the title? The military people put that on you, right, Mr. Perfect? Who put that title on you? You said they put it on you. Who put it on you?
Friends that if they tell you to do something, you said, "Nah,
okay,
that's not me."
So all those friends, okay, so they put that title on you. Now, how hard was it for you to maintain that title? This is going back to Justin's question.
How hard was it?
Living in your truth or having peace, Justin. This is that question. How hard was it for you to maintain that title that they gave you?
It was, a little topsy-turvy.
So what happened was, and here's what I want to point out to you. He took on a title that somebody gave him because of their perception of him. They perceived him to be a good guy. What was the title again?
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect. They perceived him to be Mr. Perfect. Justin, your question has put us right into this, which is fabulous. I love it. Your friends perceived you to be a perfect person, Mr. Perfect. But that wasn't who you were. You weren't trying to be Mr. Perfect. You were just not doing what they all wanted you to do.
Right.
But instead of you just saying, listen, I'm not perfect. I just don't want to do what you want to do. Here's what you did. You took on the title.
Yeah, I bought a t-shirt.
You bought the t-shirt. So you weren't living in your truth.
Or the title, baby.
You were not living in your truth. You weren't living in peace. Because you said it was topsy-turvy sometimes.
Right, yeah.
And it was topsy-turvy because you were trying to balance who you really were with who they were telling you are.
Yeah.
And
the scale was,
you was down here.
The scale was
and they was up here.
It was perfect, and then the scale started.
It started tipping. That's a good illustration. So when you say the scale was perfect, here's your realness, and then here's what they were calling you, and then it started tipping. When you said it started tipping, you go like this. So what you started doing was you started elevating what they were saying about you, raising that up, Mr. Perfect. And what was happening was your realness was dropping. So you were becoming unbalanced based on what they were telling you, because you were putting what they were telling you who you were as being more important than who you really were.
Right.
And so you became unbalanced because you allowed their perception of you to be greater than who you were.
Mm-hmm.
And that became an imbalance.
Right.
And it wasn't until you start realizing, wait, I'm not that perfect person. I'm not as perfect as they say I am. I make mistakes and it's okay. These things happen to me and it's okay. I just got to be happy with who I am, even though I'm not as perfect as they say I am.
Right.
I got to be okay with that. I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay with my faults, even if I have several of them. I'm okay with who I am. I am who I say I am.
God says that.
There you go. You see how that illustration goes? You take down what they're saying about you, bring up who you are, even with all your faults. You're still a great person.
Amen to that.
You're still a great person. And the reason why I wanted to go so deep into that particular thought process right now is because I never heard this story. I never heard that they used to call you Mr. Perfect. We never had this conversation. So when you said that, I immediately started saying, okay, now I get it. And I said, now I get it. You know why? My husband, like I said, he's holding these cards like it's Fort Knox. Or either like when we have the cards, he's always like, no, mommy, it's my turn. And I'm like, it's okay. Either one of us can go. Those of you who have been watching the shows, these past few weeks, right? And I said, it's okay, honey. We don't have to go in order. And you're like, no, we got to make sure, it's the right way to do it, Or either when we're doing business, he'll say, no, honey, we got to do it this way. And I'm like, it's okay. It's going to get done. It's okay. It's going to get done this way. He's like, no, it has to be done this way. Now I get why you do that. I can say, my tomatoes. But now it's clear to me that's why he's still holding on to that title, Mr. Perfect. Was it Mr. Perfect? You're not perfect.
Okay.
But it's okay. I still love you as you are.
Yep.
Right? Sure. But when you're trying to maintain that title, it hurts, right? It's tiring. And did you ever think that when you went out with some of these people or went to see them that you had to get yourself in a better stance to show that?
To keep up the persona?
Thank you. To keep up the persona. That's tiring. Isn't it?
Yep.
Man, I'd rather just be myself.
Be you.
Oh my gosh. Listen, your crowd may get smaller because of who you are, but I would rather be comfortable with 3 than be phony with 3,000. Oh my gosh. Listen, I'm not made to do that. That maybe in my younger days, but when you get older, your circle gets smaller anyway. Right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what was that? What the heck was that? I thought he was getting ready to cry.
I was gonna yarn.
I thought he was getting ready to cry.
I was gonna yarn that loud.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we love you guys being on here today. Thank you all so much for joining the show. Thank you, Justin, and for your question. Thank you, Angela, for your questions. Oh wait, we have one more question here. What is this one? We have God bless both of you. Appreciate what you're doing. Well, thank you so much for your chat as well. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for our Happy Marriage series. We want to thank the Juice Radio and Talk Show for having us on today. We're so excited about being here. We're getting ready to log off, but we also want to thank our sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministry, a ministry that cares about connecting people one to another. Truth and Triumph Ministry, the ministry that cares for you. Thank you for them sponsoring this show. Again, for those of you who are just tuning in, remember we've got a podcast. It's called the Juicy Chatterbox Podcast. Juicy. There's lots of great information on there. Go take a listen on I don't know if it's all the streaming platforms, but I know it's on several platforms. Apple, all these other, Google, all these, whatever podcast streaming platform you use. Look for the Juicy Chatterbox Podcast. That's where we're going to have all of our information. Thank you all again for joining us this evening. If you have some comments or some questions or some statements you like to make about marriage or relationships, and you would like for us to go over some of that information, put it in the comments or either send us an inbox. We'll be back again next week with another great show. And again, for those of you who are just tuning in, we've got these books in stock now. We're going to be mailing these books out to all of our subscribers while supplies last. If you would put in the comment that you would like the book, just put, hey, I want the book, and then inbox us your address and we will send this to you free of charge. We're also covering the shipping and handling. This book was entitled, We Made a Vow, To God Be the Glory. It is written by my grandmother, Christine Lewis. She's so wonderful. She's 97 years young, and she wrote this book just after my grandfather passed away. This was her only husband, her only love, and they stuck together until, like the vows say, till death do you part. This is packed with information that you're going to use in your relationships that's going to help you. And they're free. It's free. Free. We want you to have your copy as well. So we're going to send this to you, okay? We're so grateful that you all joined us today. We're so happy that you were on the channel, and we want you to have a happy marriage lifestyle. It's not just a series. It's a lifestyle. Hey, and for all of you, I just got another comment. We're going to go on this one. It says, from my cousin, says, my grandmother is watching. Yay! Love you, Grandma. She's the best, and she's still sexy at 97. So I want you all to get your copy of this book. I'm going to ship it to you free of charge so that you can have this wonderful information as well. All right, let's go ahead and head out. Baby, had anything else you wanted to say to the people before we head out?
Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you.
I know.
And just continue to tune in to watch us each and every Friday.
I know. Thank y'all again for tuning in, watching. Thank you to our Instagram people over there. We haven't forgot you. Thank you to Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and all the other ones that are on here as well. Share this video. And if you haven't clicked like and subscribe, click it now. Click it now. And then hit the notification button so you will know every time we go live.
Amen.
All right. We love you all so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And remember, we love you, and so does God. Bye.
Bye-bye.